Good day, everyone. I am Alana Jane Tagik from Group 2, and for today's discussion, we will talk about Chapter 4, Authentic Assessment, Meaning, Methods, and Tools. To formally start our discussion, I would like to share with you this quote of Andy Hargreaves. On assessment, measure what you value instead of valuing only what you can measure. So at the end of the chapter, the student should be able to explain the meaning of authentic assessment and non-test assessment, give example of transversal competencies, state the 21st century skills based on P12 framework, describe the features of authentic assessment and 21st century assessment, and lastly, discuss the complementary relationship of authentic and traditional assessment. The first three-unit course on assessment dwelt on traditional assessment. This course is focused on authentic assessment, which is also referred to as performance assessment or alternative assessment. Others refer to it also as non-test assessment because it is a departure from the use only of written tests to assess learning. So this chapter will focus on authentic assessment, which is a form of assessment that evaluates kung ang estudyante ba ay kayang mai-transfer or mai-apply yung mga gained knowledge and skills sa iba't ibang context, scenarios, and situation beyond the classroom. Now, what exactly authentic assessment is? Below are the various descriptions or explanations of authentic assessment from several authors. So, according to Meyer, authentic assessment is a form of assessment in which students are asked to perform real-world tasks that demonstrate meaningful application of essential knowledge and skills. Wiggins said that it is engaged in worthy problems or questions of importance in which students was use knowledge to fashion performances effectively and creatively. Its tasks are either replicas of or analogous to the kind of problems faced by adult citizens and consumers or professionals in that field. Stiggin claims that authentic assessment call upon the examinee to demonstrate specific skills and competencies to apply the skills and knowledge they have mastered. So assessment is very important as it provides students with an idea of their progress in a course, identifies individual strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately serves as the measure of whether students achieve the course's learning objectives. So authentic assessment is one that requires students to apply what they've learned in a new complex circumstance or situation. And typically, this can take one of two forms. The first one is real-world assessment. So it requires students to engage in actual situations in their field. And the second one is realistic assessments that are relevant in nature but have students engage in situations that mimic the real world. So for example, a teacher may ask students to apply an engineering problem to a real-world example, develop a web application, design a model, critically review case studies, or create multimedia presentations. So those are the various descriptions or explanation of authentic assessment from several authors.